What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. This is Fortan Zimbo. I hope majority of you people out there, you will like my content. It's only gonna be for education purpose. I hope you're gonna like. The best thing is about paying attention. I'm not speaking for everybody to like me or to be excited because they'll think this is for entertaining purpose, but actually is no, this is only for education purpose. Only for education purpose. And just to make this clear, there's no hate speech here, but only I'm gonna be speaking direct about the thing that matter to a lot of people, especially to myself. I'm gonna be speaking about my own experience, whatever I'm going through, I've been through, and experience about life, the things that I felt in life, what been holding me back, and to make it understand to others, to try to make a lot of black people to try to understand in a certain way. So I'm gonna be speaking a lot of things that I want a lot of young black men, young black female to try to understand. Majority they would, majority they won't. Majority they're gonna disagree with me. They will agree with me, but it depends in what you're gonna pay attention to. So there gonna be a lot of negative. Yes, I'm gonna speak in a negative way concern the diaspora, concern the African, especially my negative is gonna be to a lot of African, the failure that we do, especially when it comes to parents at home, education, why the Negro race, majority of us we always, below a lot of different race, if you see black we're definitely low, especially Africa. So yes, I hope majority don't be angry with me, but I'll appreciate if you're angry with me. So I don't want you to, find this like it's something that I'm making a joke, but to be honest, not joke. When it comes to education, to all the diaspora across the continent, I don't play about this because you know what, the European and the America, when they shoot into the star, and when you get to the Chinese, the Asian, when they shoot into the star, the children they are learning, they learning a lot when it comes to studying education, technology, to the visionary creatively. The mind is working every single day constantly. So for us, I'm not saying as black people we're not doing that, but we're so far behind. I cannot compare it. It's like you have Christianity and Muslim. Christianity, they are, it's like they're further than Muslim because Muslim Muhammad came later than Jesus Christ. Muslim, they still want Christianity to follow them, to learn from them, because the mind is still a little bit late. That's the way I see it. But to all my young black male and my all young black female, and especially parents, education is something that we cannot take it for granted. We can't take anything for granted, especially us. Especially us. It's already harder enough for us to try to understand a lot of things, especially young black men and young black female. The moment you start taking everything as a joke, because that's what I see to us, majority of us black people. We want to joke a lot. We want to put everything in jokes. It's like a generation after generation. Our parents, our great parents, they came with jokes and jokes. That joke, it went around to all the generation. Even if you see majority of the people that they're creating a lot of things in the YouTube, I mean, the blacks. A lot of content is all jokes, and the majority of us, majority of the young people, we're trapped. It's like we're trapped. It's like we still have that chain, that slave chain around our neck, around our hands and feet. It's like we're still waiting for the master to still come and open, to remove that chain from us. But we're struggling to remove that chain for ourselves. Now, Malcolm X said, there is two Negro. There is the field Negro and there is a house Negro. There is a field Negro and the house Negro. The field Negro wanna run and they wanna fight. The house Negro want to make everything easy, you know? You don't want to run away from the master. So you young black men and female, you need to try to understand one thing. Who are you? Are you wanna be a field Negro or you wanna be a house Negro? Do you wanna be a Negro that want to be always serving their master? A Negro that don't wanna learn anything. A Negro that don't wanna improve. A Negro that don't wanna charge himself so he can try to understand, okay, you know what, I have enough already. I learn a lot from the master. So it's my time not to break through from all this chain around my neck. Or do you still want the chain in your neck? When the master said you can sleep, you can sleep. Young black man, young black female, we need to understand one thing. It's harder for us. The world really hate you. We are the only race that turn against one another to create, to be visionary. We as below zero. You don't believe me? Double check Africa. You don't believe me? Double check Africa. You'll see where I'm coming from. Double check Africa and see why until you have country like Africa, a continent like Africa is still struggling to make a big impact in this world that we're living because there's no visionary, there's no structure, there's no hard work in majority of us. Africa is a continent that it shouldn't be poor. Africa is a continent that it should be rich in a lot of way. Majority of the thing that it been used in the world, majority it came from all the majority of the resource is coming from Africa. Yes, I know mainly majority of us we're gonna say Africa is poor because the white man is putting Africa down. Of course, the white man is gonna try to put Africa down because it's visionary, is creatively person. But what about you? What are you doing to fight for what you have in your backyard? What are you doing to fight for what you have in your backyard? If a father is lazy, is struggling to build, what do you think that father is gonna leave to his children? He's gonna leave laziness to his children, especially if he gave birth to dummy and dummy and dummy. Nothing else is gonna grow from that. Only is gonna be painful generation and generation. I'm gonna repeat this again. If a father is lazy and is not visionary person or creatively person, what do you think his children gonna be like? What do you think his children gonna be like? Children to reflect who we are. Children reflect who we are. As a parents, when you're looking in the mirror, just remember, no matter how much you deny this, your children to reflect you. You can try to lie. Your children, they're gonna reflect your attitude, the way you speak, the way you behave, the way you walk around. Majority of they got it from you. Just look at this generation we have here. What do you think a young black female when he gave birth, he can't wait for the child to be 4 years old, 5 years old. Do you know what he's gonna give that child? He start talking. Start talking. A mother wanna have a baby girl so he can teach a baby girl her behavior. A mother wanna have a baby girl so he can teach that girl her behavior at an early age. As a if you're a mother, you need to invest your mind. Your mind. You need to be a mentor to your children. You need to invest your time. It's not about talking, dancing, singing loud with your children, handing them phone. So the behavior it became unpredictable. It became so horrible as they grow. It's like you're creating a monster that can be even horrible than you are, and you're gonna start questioning yourself. I don't remember giving birth to this child. Of course, you're gonna say that because you don't see yourself in that child. But if you look close, that child reflects you. You look close, that child reflects you. African parents, we don't want to leave no legacy for our children. American black, you don't want to leave legacy for your children. European Negro, you don't want to leave legacy for your children. I'm gonna repeat this again. and I'm gonna even put it in a hard way. An African Negro, you don't wanna leave no legacy for your children. African Negro, you don't wanna leave no legacy for your children. American Negro, you don't wanna leave no legacy for your children. American Negro, you don't wanna leave no legacy for your children. European Negro, you don't want to leave no legacy for your children. All you want to leave is abomination after abomination. That it means you want to create crazy and lazy, no visionary children or creatively people in your life. All you want to leave is what you didn't do. No success, no nothing, nothing. You didn't give back to your children because you know what? You're seeing them children, they're nothing. They're not smart. They're low, but you couldn't do anything to help them because you're selfish. I'm a failure. I'm a failure in my life. When I look at my life, yes, I am a failure. I build laziness because you know my parents they did not push me enough. And because I was too dumb as well, I didn't listen to my own voice inside the saying, get your ass up, boy. That's the sad part. Because my parents they did not push me enough or support me enough. I fall for that trap as well, became lazy. We are our own worst enemy. Black people, we are our own worst enemy. I'd rather be friend with an Asian person than be close to my own that look like me. I'd rather be friend or to teach somebody that don't look like me than my own that look like me. That's the problem we have. Stick by is we are living that idea to our children. We are living that idea to our children. Why don't you us black people, we have community that teaches children to be visionary, to be creatively, have technology in our, our own way. So our children, they know you have to work harder for every day of your life. Our community, we have only two things that we love to do in our community, black community. Two things that we love to do in black community is playing sport, singing, dancing together. Singing, dancing together. Singing, dancing, playing sport. Singing, dancing, playing sport. And eating. That's what we know. Singing, dancing, playing sport. Playing sport, singing, dancing. Why other culture they shooting to the star? European they shooting for the star. You got the Asian they shooting for the star. You got the American they shooting for the star. But do you know what you have for the black? Do you know what you have for the African? We still below that tree because we don't look to the star. We don't even look close to our own home. That's the issue we have. There's so much that we can do in our own backyard. That I mean, there's so much research that we can do. Our children, they can follow, they can grow stronger, they can grow smart, so they can come out with so much idea. But we don't do that. Africa, they always go and get help from Middle East. You got the Russia, you got the European, the American, the Asian. That's where Africa go and to get help from. To me, all them continents, they need to cut tie with Africa. Africa need to struggle, need to bleed so it can understand. That's the way we build. Africa need to struggle and need to bleed. Freedom, you can't just be given to you. You can't let that happen. You have to take it because the president that we have in Africa, they are mentally ill. They are mentally ill. Marcus Messiah Garvey said, if we do not teach our children properly how to survive in this world, we must die. If we do not teach our children, we don't prepare our children in this world, we must die. How can you watch our race? They keep growing, by your own. It's like black people, we just working just to survive. But to bring certain thing in ID in this world, we don't do that. We're so strong to be outside talking, singing, and playing sport. That's our idea. We want to sing, dancing. We want to play sport, dancing. Mental health is so hard in black community. Mental health is so hard. in black community. That's not a deny. That's definitely not a denied. You know, the French Revolution, it was a period of political and social change. In Africa, they're struggling to have the revolution. They're waiting for the white people to give them that freedom. You have to Russia Revolution, it was about social change and land. Russia Revolution. You go to America Revolution, it was about social change and land. They wanted land revolution, social change, land, and there was bloodshed. It was a bloodshed. As black, we only know one thing: betray one another. We don't like to see progress. Just look, Malcolm X got killed by who? Betrayed by who? Marcus Messiah Garvey got betrayed by who? Martin Luther King, betrayed by who? Can you see the pattern? We like to betray. It's like our black people, we're like Judah in the Bible. Judah, we are Judah. Betray is like it runs so strong in us. Parents, you're letting your children down easily. Parents, I know being a parent is so difficult. It's the most difficult thing you can ever have. That's why you're supposed to give your time. You cannot be a part-time parent. You're supposed to be a full-time parent. That it means you're supposed to be in your children's life. No matter what, it's a 24/7 hours. How can you respect your boss from work, but you're struggling to do the same with your children? If you can do majority of the job that you do, even if they told you, even if you don't like it, you still doing it. Your children, they are your purpose in this world. If you struggle, you can never let your children struggle. For example, any female that got raped the first time, they will never let another man violate them for the second time. Any female that got raped for the first time, any female that got violated for the first time, they can never let another man violate them for the second time. Any female in this world that been violated from a man will never let another man violate. Why you parents, you're letting your children feel if you had three children, in them three children, why you gonna let them not to learn anything? You're letting your children to be educated by stranger. That I mean at school. They're stranger. Your children supposed to see you as a role model. It's like my father is something else. My mother is something else. But you allowing your children to see someone else as the role model. They'll be like Beyonce, Jay-Z is my role model. It shouldn't be like that. It should be you as a parent because you know what? You want a child to remember you. If it was not for my father or my mother, I wouldn't be the person that I am. They sacrificed themselves teaching me at home, giving me good education so I can be the person who I am. So we can build community together. Back in the day, even in Africa, back in the day in Africa, we all used to eat together. We all used to come together. And again, I'm gonna repeat, when we was coming together, all of us, it was about story and other people is singing and other they dancing. It's like a studying education is something that it will come like a last. Majority of us African, we get diploma to show people did that, you know what, I finished a study. Black, we have a lot of smart people in the world. We are not dummy. We have so many smart people in this world, but we don't come together. I'd rather be smart and give to other than my own race. That's the problem with you, Negro. When I was teaching music, the only thing that I had in my mind when I was teaching young people, there was only one thing that was on my mind. I had so much pressure in my head. It was that I need to leave something through these children so they can teach other. I swear that's the only thing that was in my head. I need to teach these children so they can teach the other generation that can come. I need to give them something so they can give to the other generation. And I have to show them to build a strong community. You meant to come together. Remove all the hate. Remove not liking each other, come together, study together, understand one another. Anyone that is struggling, show that person the way so we can all be better together. But at home, parents, you need to try to understand your children. Even if your children they don't like it, listen to them, but make sure you give them something that it means. Tell them it's not about they go university, they done some studying that it don't make no sense. That won't give them nothing tomorrow. They need to be something, somebody. They need to become a thinker so they know what they learn they can give back to the community. But we don't have that. America is divided just like Africa is divided. I'm talking about the blacks. Even the America country is a hypocrite country. But I'm talking about the blacks. Black America, they are divided. They don't come together. The same. You see the Negro in Africa. And if you is like Dr. Umar Johnson, he said, if you go to Australia, you go to Europe, and you go to Africa, you go to Brazil. Everywhere black people they are, there's no different. He said we're all the same. The struggle is there, the struggle is there, the struggle is there. We all have the same struggle. And we have people that they just all of them they hate us. We have common enemy. Any black that is in America, there is a Chinese, white, Middle East, where you can be, from Iraq. They hate black. You go to Africa, the same people that they hate black in America, the same people that they hate black in Africa. Can you see the same people that they hate black in Australia or in America, the same people that they hate black that they are in Australia? There's no difference, but we're struggling to come together so we can be something, not individual. Individual, you wanna say I was the first. No, no, we're not looking for that. All of us. We have so much smart people, but we are so dumb. We have smart people, but we don't use it. Bring out all your dirty things. Show the young people life is more than you think. Education is more than you think. Don't just think about education. Let me earn this so I can treat other people different. When I earn that degree, be a better human being. That it means let me spread my smartness to the young people that are around me. In America, there's so many smart people, but being divided with so many people, they don't want to come together. You can see, like, if you go back to the 60s, we had so many great people in that time that it was taken. You go to the 60, 50, so many black men in that time, they were young, small, very intelligent young people back in the day. You cannot compare them with us. They were very, very articulate, very smart. In that time, there were so many individual smart black people. But you can see if you look in this side, you had Martin Luther King. He built so much follower. And you had Malcolm X. He built so many followers. And you had people in Malcolm X that they didn't want Malcolm X to work with Martin Luther King. But they both Negro. Until later Malcolm X came to understand no, enough is enough. I need to work with that man because we look like we are the same people. Even if we're speaking different, but if we sit down, we'll come up, we'll fix something, we'll do something together to unite our people. And I love the idea of Malcolm X trying to work with Martin Luther King. That was such a brilliant idea. But you know what? When you have certain enemy, they don't want to let you go. Certain enemy, they just want to see you down to fall every single time so they can still have that chain in your neck. It's hard, man. It's hard. It's very hard. I feel for our young people, especially in this generation, because you know what? We do not grow anything back in the day to give to our children. So it became very hard to give them different seed so they can grow. Because back in the day, we didn't take anything. Our parents, they didn't take anything. If they did, we would have a better structure today for our children. Black people, we are follower. We are the worst enemy because we are so follower. We wanna follow, have a race, the behavior, what to do, what is not good. We wanna follow. Look at what is happening in the world. Young black men and female, they wanna pull their head there so they can show the world we might as well just to fit in. We like to follow so we can fit in, not because we understand that's bad, but we just want to fit in. So people, our race can see us, we're supporting them. But when it comes to our faith, they want to destroy us. People, they our race and all this race in the world, they hate us. They hate you. So it's you as a parent, you need to teach your child. Please show your children when you're getting out, you live in this house. No better. No better. Ladies and gentlemen, my young brother, my young black female, and young black male, I hope we're paying attention. I'm just here. I'm speaking like this so I can just try and touch your mind. I want your mind to work. I want your mind to start thinking. Black people, our mind is like to switch, sleeping. We have the laziness mind. It's like our mind, they don't like to think harder so it can work. Our mind, they likes think that is easier. We have a lot of trauma. Yes, father and mother. You as a father and mother, you have a lot of trauma. And that trauma, you're passing it through your children and you have a lot of stress on you. And that stress on you, psychological, you don't even understand you have it. So what you do, you're passing it through your children. Sit down with your child, with your children. Try to switch off the TV. Forget about social media. Forget about all that for a moment. Imagine yourself. Imagine your child in 20 years or 15 years, how they're gonna be if you spend 5 days. You give the 5 days, oh, half hour of studying with your child, half hour studying, half hour or 45 minutes just studying with your child. It don't mean you're gonna close the TV forever. It don't mean you're gonna close your social media forever. But just 30 minutes, 45 minutes, you spend it with your child, teaching your child history, where you came from, history, to understand the struggle of black people, who we was and who we are and how we became the way we are. That 30 minutes, that 45 minutes, teach your child. Black America, you need to do that. Black African, you need to do that. Black Australia, you need to do that. Black European, you need to do that. Spend 30 or 45 minutes with your children. It don't kill to sit down. Call your children, sit down with. It's not about just playing rap music, R&B, or what do you call it? Start playing games, Twitter, whatever you got like to do, and start laughing and you start organizer. Let's have a party tomorrow or everything. It should not be party. Education is not party. White children, they learning while black people were sleeping. When a game, smoking, we dancing, we want fast money. We wanna gain fast money. I wanna drive a nice car. Oh my gosh, I wanna wear a nice shirt, jumper, shoes. Stop that. Everything about us black is we wanna look good. We wanna look good. That's what we wanna do. I wanna look good, go over there, people they can see me. I wanna get fast money so people they can see me. I'm not saying the white people they don't do that. They do this all. But we cannot be a follower so we can just try to stand. Sometimes it's best to be an outcast so you can do the thing most of the people they can't do. Sometimes it's best to be an outcast so you can do the thing the people can't do. Thing most people can't do when you look certain way. But the problem is black people, we look certain way, but we don't take advantage of our struggle to start building things in our own way. But we wanna copy, we wanna be a follower. And we took the trauma, we're escaping. Majority of black parents, they do not teach the speak to the children. How are you feeling, son? Speak to me, tell me. What is going on you? Do you need somebody? Do you want to speak to somebody? What is going on? What are you struggling with? Teach your child mathematics, science, A lot of education that is there for your children that they can learn. So tomorrow they can be the best who we was now. The best better than us because we're stupid, ignorant, arrogant. We have that ego. We didn't get not enough education. We didn't get not enough education for life. We got education to survive in our community of argument and to keep telling white people you're racist. It's true. Majority of white people, all white people, they're racist. The same with all Asian, they're racist. And especially in America, you have all these Latino and black people, they love Latino. They always think Latino, they are the best friend. You're kidding to yourself. No, just the same way I see Asian people, all of them, the racist. They hate black people. We need to teach our children this. Because let me tell you this, when your child start acting up, that's when they lost interest in studying. You're thinking you're sending your children to school to study, but your children, they're not studying. When they go to school, even if they sit down, do you know what their mind is telling them? I want this school to finish. They want to listen to the music, make jokes, so they can run away. It's like escape. They want to escape from the trauma because your child is getting abused. How? Mentally, not physically, mentally. Abused by the way other people they speak to them for their skin color, the way they look different. So people they treat your child different. So it's your job to try to understand why my child is still struggling to learn. Why my child I'm not seeing any progression. What's wrong with my child? It looks like he's not himself. Do you ask yourself this kind of question? Or you just see your son, you went, how you do you care? I made some dinner. Why you late from school? You already start shouting. This is my house. Don't come late. Sit down with your child. Try to understand what is going on in their life. Even if they don't want to tell you, they don't want to tell you somebody that can help your child. That mean get them a teacher. Don't let your child sit down playing PlayStation. We have to give structure, education for our children. I hope, majority. I hope I give something that, it can make you think for today. I hope we can come to understanding just for you to think. I don't want you to think this is hey to anything. No, I can't think of it as a hey. It's just something that to make us to wake up, because we're sleeping. We've been sleeping for centuries. We're always sleeping. It's like we can wake up, we go back again, and we'll go even back deep. So, young black men and young black female, I hope something can come better for us tomorrow. Or we feel we can wake up. I hope we can learn something. But this is just me. I'm speaking for education purpose, for my experience. You can see that when I'm speaking, it's only for education purpose. It's nothing else. I just want us to try to, wake our brain up to try to understand, where we're coming from, where we came from, who we was. Life is hard enough to be a black person. Life is hard enough to be a black man. Life is hard enough to be a black woman. It's not easy when you're a black person. Us black people, we have more stress than white people or Asian people. We really have stress and trauma in our life more than other race. They can try and twist around, but that's a lie. If they're trying to twist it and not, it's a lie. Why society reject black people? You always have to ask yourself why society is always rejecting us black people. Why? There must be a reason. Other race they can't have the hate over just because you're black. Come on. And the worst part, when you have other race, they're hating on black people and they're hating on children as well. Black children, they're young, that they don't know nothing, they're very innocent. It breaks my heart because I know what I went through and I would not like it. Another black teenager to go through that. You know, people they're looking at you funny, they're laughing at you, because they're calling your name, your nigga this, your nigga that. It's painful. So it's our job to speak to children to make them understand. Don't be ashamed to tell your children, look, son, look, daughter, the world hates you, but don't let it get into you. Study to be great. Study to be great. Prove something to yourself. Be better than me. Tell your child that. Be better than me. Don't criticize your child. Tell your child to be better than you. I hope this for education purpose. I hope you like it. I'll see you guys next time. This is Paul Zimu. I'll catch you guys to the next video. See you later.